Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Gaskins here. Now y'all got to forgive me. I'm driving. I'm a sprinter, so it might get a little loud. And got y'all. I'ma hold you in my hand. Actually, hold you in my hand. Turn the AC that way. But yeah, just want to utilize this here time because I just dropped off backpacks and school supplies for 15 students. Thank y'all so much for those of you who clicked the link in the description for the boys summer program, Tony Gaskins Family Foundation. The link is all the same. Getting ready to update the link for the House of Prayer / House of Refuge / Food Kitchen / Learning Center. So raising for that right there. We're looking for the proper location. We're gonna rent starting out before buying. We're gonna rent. May find somewhere that we can rent to own, but we're gonna have a place where kids can come after school, get tutoring, do their homework, get something to eat in case they may not have dinner at home, and can also, so it'll be an extension, the boys summer program, basically going into the school year. We're also gonna have the doors open every day for prayer, where people can just come in, kneel at the altar and pray, or pray with one of the intercessors or prayer warriors that'll be there. And also gonna have clothes and shoes and food and things of that nature. Probably would have to hire security just in case somebody, a homeless person or somebody like that, kind of comes and is having mental health issues and stuff like that. Really don't want to have women there by themselves, vulnerable and in a position that they could be harmed by someone who's not in their right mind. And so gonna set all of that up. So thank y'all so much for the support to the Family Foundation. But wanting to pop on here and chat with you. We have don't forget the purpose art. I got my trademark application in, so I got the email letting me know that I can use the little TM behind the purpose art. A lot of people don't know that there's a lot of different, and we're gonna talk about this here in the solopreneur class. Do y'all a class on it because I just went through the process myself. And so if you're not in the solopreneur collective, sorry for your luck. Keep your head up, keep going. But we're gonna talk about the trademark process because I did it on my own without a lawyer. And so I'm gonna teach y'all about that. But the purpose art, November 28th, we diving into purpose. And a lot of times, people gonna say, oh, can't nobody help you find your purpose. Well, guess what? That's a lie. Because it's power in the tongue, it's power in words, it's power in mentorship, it's power in guidance. And so basically what we're gonna be going through is a formula. Going through a formula, and I'll be explaining it in detail, in full detail, with real life examples and stories and experiences for you to glean from and be able to apply to your life. So when you grab you a ticket, when you sign up on TonyGaskinsAcademy.com, I now got the discounted hotel link, which you only saving about $30-something on the room. But so you're welcome to get your Airbnb in Tampa Bay or stay at another hotel They just block off 10 rooms at first and then can add more if there's inventory. So you'll see that link in there. There is no ticket to the event. You just come to the address, go in, go to the ballroom, check in at the table with your name. You got a list of names of the students, because we get that. So somebody wrote in and was like, hey, I'm looking for a ticket. You just check in with your name, because you're not signing up on a ticketing site. You're signing up on the academy, where I'll put the recordings and stuff like that in there. And now I'm gonna be going on a kick here, y'all, here soon, and I'm gonna continue to talk about this here stuff that I'm talking about, as far as these individuals out here giving advice, bad advice they don't know what they talking about. We're gonna be touching on that. I was just looking and seeing how, you know, men and women giving terrible advice. And for those of us that's married and that's happily married and that's making a marriage work, we know and understand how detrimental and how toxic and terrible this advice that y'all are getting out here on the internet is. It is so bad, so terrible. And so when I see the stuff, I'm gonna be coming on here and addressing it. And you got to be careful. Got to pray for discernment. I just seen a gentleman who, he was doing a video and he was talking about, fellas, you know, never be careful if you with a woman and she giving you fellatio and she moaning. And I'm gonna tell you something, you know, when you teaching and you have to go through those sexual examples and stuff like that, that's one thing. But y'all have to be careful when some of these relationship coaches and stuff like that be talking sexual and you don't know of their wife, and they're not promoting a wife or a husband, and they be talking sexual explicit and painting the whole picture for you, but you don't know that they are with anybody, and you don't know who that body is. You got to be careful with that stuff, because a lot of times what they be doing is they be casting, because they know that there's a sector of women out there that's gonna shoot a DM and say, I can show you what you was talking about if you interested. And then the man gonna jump right on it. Oh, really? How can you do that? Send me a picture of your tonsils. And jump right into that flirtation. And they assume that the woman gonna, because she put herself out there and because she came at him, that she gonna keep it a secret. And she very well may keep it a secret. But that's always a red flag when somebody being sexually explicit for no reason. It's no real lesson in it. It's not really teaching. And they don't have a partner that you know of, that you've seen, that's been praised and promoted and shown. You got to be careful. Be very careful. Hey, y'all, give me 1 second. I'm going to hit the pause button. Be right back. You wouldn't even know I'm gone. All right. Okay, iPhone. And I got an iPhone 12. So I'm going to start doing a fundraiser for me a new phone. I'm just talking. Just playing. I just don't like to let go of stuff. Yeah, I got my Hungry Howard calzone. And I thought I was full. I went to bumping my gum and went to get back hungry. So I had to pause and get me a couple bites in. Drinking a good Pepsi too. Woo, Pepsi got me feeling lucid. Pepsi got me feeling good. I'm not feeling mannish. That good Pepsi. So yeah, this is my little cheat meal now. Now I might cheat every day, but y'all keep me in prayer. I was having some Popeye last night, I think. So yeah, I'm a little cheating right now. So y'all keep me in prayer now. I don't want to be out here looking like the nutty professor. But back to what I was saying. There's a lot of scammery out here. And it's a lot of people who couldn't handle. A lot of people can't handle attention. A lot of people can't handle fame, notoriety, stuff of that nature. I'm gonna tell you, it's something I don't even want. I wish the Lord to give me something else to do, but I just gotta be obedient. Like they having that Invest Fest right now. You know, them people ain't never invited me to speak there. That's what let me know your heart ain't right. Hey, listen, spirits attract and spirits repel. So the brother, one half of the show, think he Muslim. I don't know if he practicing or living it, but I seen they got Touré Roberts speaking. They got Anthony O'Neal speaking. Anthony O'Neal still single as a dollar bill. When it comes to being marriage, he could be dating a little something, could be putting a little bit of wood on somebody. But he already told us he's a fornicating Christian. So they don't care nothing about that. And then Touré Roberts divorced his wife, got with Sarah. They don't care nothing about that. And so that's what I'm trying to tell you. But then here I'm Mills out here, and you know I ain't under no rock. And then they got the single relationship coach, Kendra G, with her dating out that they done partner with. So here go Blight Men now, and then partner with a dating out. They know I got a dating out because they follow me on Instagram. And partner with a dating out from a single woman. So somebody who haven't been able to find somebody for herself. And that's just the irony of the world. You would like to think that they would be like, hey, let's go to somebody that's married, that knows about relationships for real, and got a dating out and do a partnership there. No. It's all about what's hot, what's trending. And that's how it works, you know. And then they say Oprah done tapped on her. And so the reason why Oprah tapped on her is because Oprah's single. And meaning unmarried. No kids. And has been a voice and an authority on marriage and on family. And so to tap on a Blight woman who is a dating show host, who is also single, it just validates. And so what she's saying is, hey, y'all, I'm gonna platform this single matchmaker and single relationship coach to validate the fact that I'm also unmarried and touching on this here stuff. And so that's where our world is. Our world is in a place to where we promote contradiction. We promote confusion. It's just like hiring an out of shape trainer or a broke financial advisor. That's where our world is. And who has to worry is the consumer, because somebody can't give you advice on something they haven't done. They have to have done it to a degree to be able to help you, because they can't help you if they can't help themselves. And so we could be a walking contradiction and nobody will question us. And so when you're doing things the right way and you living what you preaching, it almost make you wonder, do I need to be a walking contradiction? It's like, do I need to cheat on my wife so I can reach more people? Do I need to divorce my wife so I can reach more people? But that's how the world is. The world reinforces mediocrity, because mediocrity make you feel comfortable in your mess. It make you feel successful. It make you feel comfortable. It make you feel like you doing everything right. And so guess what? And then the devil try to say, oh, Tony Gaskins and such keeping y'all single. And that's really to divert you from the truth, so that you truly could be kept single by somebody who is single. Because somebody who's single ain't gonna be able to tell you how to get hitched, because they don't know what it takes. They could tell you how to be happy while single. They can tell you how to love yourself while single, but they can't tell you how to attract somebody. And I seen the young lady, the Kendra G young lady, I seen her. She was on the stage at some event. The measure was Essence Fest. And y'all know I was supposed to be on a panel at Essence Fest and end up getting booked for something I had to do. And I passed it to R.C. Blake's. I don't know if he accepted it, but I passed it to him. And they wasn't paying nothing, but like what they were paying, that I'd spend that in a flight getting there. So I'm like, I don't know if I'll be able to do this, because I ain't gonna be able to get there. I'm gonna take an Uber to get there. What y'all offering? Like, what the world, boy? Y'all must be like, what y'all got going on, Essence? Like, no. Like, no, I don't know if this is. I don't know if this is of the essence, what y'all offering. But yeah, so the Kendra G and the guy who talk about the woman moaning while she giving fellatio, they was on a panel together, and it all went out, you know, where it was talking about he kind of embarrassed her up there, and then she went at his neck online, basically just, I guess, calling him broke and saying he was trying to get motion off of her, and she did him a favor and let him be in her whatever. And I'm like, man, that probably was the panel I was supposed to be on. I'm like, boy, I think God ain't go, because I do not want to put my message in the middle of that. But that's the thing. So here you got two people speaking on relationships. I don't know nothing about his wife. I know she ain't got, if he got a wife, I know she ain't got no husband. But yet they the authority on relationships right now. Meaning a fest as big as Essence put them on the stage, which both of them is single to my knowledge. Because I've seen the young man messages floating online, but I ain't never seen no wife floating online. So it's like, and I need to hear something about your wife. And if I done seen 3-4 messages, I ain't heard nothing save my wife, then I'm starting to wonder. So here you have two individuals giving advice on relationships, and we don't know nothing about their spouse. We don't know of a spouse. You see what I'm saying? That's the world we live in. And so, how are you going to advance when what you listening to ain't a recipe? It's like somebody trying to teach you how to bake a cake, and they say you just need flour and water. And you see, you keep trying to bake this cake, and you done try over and over and over, and just flour and water. You done made dumpling, and you like, man, why this cake tastes like this? Child, you make a dumpling because you ain't got all the ingredients for the cake. Because the person telling you ain't never baked the cake. They just telling you what they think it's made of. And they wrong in two left shoes. And that's the world we live in. So that's why I say you have to be very careful. You got to create your own silo, your own type of echo chamber, to where you got to look at in every area. So fitness, finance, family, friendships, whatever it may be. And you got to really look deep within, and you got to say, does this person have what I want? Has this person achieved the level of success in this topic that I want to achieve? Would I trade places with them? If the answer is no, close your ears. Close your ears. If the answer is no, close your ears. Point blank, period. And I'm gonna tell you like that right now. Close your ears. And a lot of people don't get that. A lot of people don't get that. And so that way you got to understand. That's where you got to realize and understand that there is an attack on your spirit, on your mind. And you're going to have to be so intentional. So where you are consuming information, you got to identify who you want to consume that information from. So if you gonna listen to Joe Finance Joe, Susie Jane Finance, you got to get on YouTube, and you can't scroll. You got to get on YouTube and you got to type in Susie Joe and click on her channel. Watch her video, get off the internet. Log into Instagram, you log into Facebook, you type in the name you looking for, get on and get off. And I'm gonna tell you something, your life is going to go up. See, this what I want you to understand. It's certain stuff I watch online, but I watch stuff for like research purposes. I watch stuff just for like mindlessness, like if I'm like relaxing, or I'm just like, I don't feel like thinking, I'm decompressing, I might put it on a sports channel or a boxing channel, which is sports, of course. I put it on a sports channel and I just let it play. Just let it play. The young lady who, I'm not a lawyer, but like, I don't be caring about them cases. But I had that on today in the office. And I'm guessing that's her husband she do the show with. But I just listen to that for a little bit. That stuff, it ain't got nothing to do with my life. It ain't got nothing to do with what I got going on. But it serve a purpose of like, this is downtime. And that's okay. Like if you got something that you listen to mindlessly and it's just downtime, but even that, choose what's gonna be your mindless listen. It might be the crime channel, but understand this now. If it affect your mental, so I just was on a solo trip. I'm a grown man. if you wanna take me, unless you shoot me or something, before you take me, you gonna have a time on your hands. If you just trying to grab me up, or you finna have a time, you finna have the time of your life, and you probably gonna lose your life. Cause if I give everything I got to get in the way, it's finna be hard. It's gonna take Paul Bunyan to be able to grab me up. Ain't no Jeffrey Dahmer gonna be able to do nothing with me. I'm gonna whoop behind. You hear me? And so, but here it was. I'm on my solo trip. Got men at the hotel, men at the resort. I had just watched this whole serial killer documentary on Netflix or one of the streaming sites. The man in the Algo Beach killer or something like that. I think it was in New York or somewhere, where he took the life of 8 women that I was telling y'all about. And he had that wife, and she seemed a little off. And then he had a daughter, and she seemed a little off too. And then they actually had a special needs son. So it was kind of like the whole family just was a little different, a little interesting. And in the sense of, not the special needs boy, because that was, clear special needs. But the other 3 present as, fully functioning. But here this man is hiring sex workers and then chopping them up. Sleeping with them, chopping them up, dismembering them and stuff. And then hiding the body, throwing the body out. So guess what? When I go to the resort, to the spa, I'm sitting there like, well, dog. I'm looking at some of the workers like, man, I wonder if he a serial killer. Man, I wonder if anybody that came up missing out here. Wonder if anybody that came out here and didn't make it back home. So you got to be careful also with your mindless watching, because that stuff, I noticed it with my mother-in-law. I don't think she watched my YouTube, so I could talk about her. She'll be at my house. I remember one time she at my house. I walk out my door to go to the mailbox. I come back to my door, the door is locked. She done locked me out of my house when I'm walking to the mailbox in broad daylight. You know why? Because all she watches the Crime Channel. We live in a gated neighborhood. You cannot get in without passing and talking to a human guard. She think that she going to be in one of the most expensive neighborhoods in the city, and there's going to be a robber and a killer out at 2 p.m. in the day that's gonna come into the house. While she in the house in a gated neighborhood that you cannot enter without talking to the guard, and the guard have to call me or my wife's phone and tell us who is at the gate and who trying to get in, and we able to say no thank you, turn them around, we didn't invite them. And she locked the door on that. Why? Because of what she watched. And that's why I talk to some of y'all, and y'all be just scary. Somebody was asking, people asked me, Tony, you said don't get on a date now. Destiny is a matchmaking app. It's not a dating app. A dating app is where you go on there and it's a smorgasbord. It's a buffet of people that you swiping through. That's not Destiny. Destiny is you receive a match without any selection. You receive the match based on the AI matchmaker that you have trained by your answers. Then when you see the match, you hit interested or pass. And then after you hit that, you got to wait 8 hours before you receive another match. You also will not receive a match if there isn't anyone compatible with you on the app yet. If you selected your area, it's only going to introduce you to people that are compatible, of the opposite sex, who are compatible, at least 30% compatibility, within 60 miles of you. If you okay with long distance, then you could turn that off and you could get introduced to somebody who may live in another country or in another state, and y'all build long distance, and then one of y'all move to the other one when you fall in love. That's how Destiny works. It is matchmaking, not a dating app. It ain't no swiping. It's no messaging anybody unless it's mutually agreed upon. You have to hit accept and they have to hit accept for the chat to open. So that's why I created it. And I created it as the antithesis to dating apps. It is the opposite of a dating app. So I need y'all to hear that and understand it. It's me creating a solution to the toxicity of dating apps. It is not a dating app. It is a matchmaking app. We just call it a dating app just for the sake of understanding and normalcy, but it's really just like you signed up for matchmaking and you being strategically matched based on the 3 B's: brains, brand, body. So that is also what makes it different from every other site, because I'm the creator of brains, brand, body. And another thing too, y'all have to realize, I have 3.5 million people online. You can't write me and say, Tony, give me an explanation. Because if I explain it to you one-on-one in a private DM or email, I have to explain it to everybody. So that's why I need y'all to listen when I be talking. And so that's what y'all need to understand. So it's like everybody done seen me say don't get on dating apps, but ain't nobody seen me say why I created a matchmaking app. So listen, this is what you gotta understand. There is an attack. The enemy wants your mind, wants your wallet, wants your heart, wants your spirit, wants your destiny, wants your purpose, and your scrolling is what's turning it over. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I don't utilize the internet the same way 99% of humans utilize the internet. So I'll post and get out. I post and get out. I might scroll at the most, it might be 3 to 5 minutes. And when I'm scrolling, I'm really scrolling for topics, for research purposes. Not even to enjoy, not to indulge, because I've come to realize the trick of the enemy. So your algorithm is going to show you everything that you lack, everything that you desire but feels like it's out of reach, so that you become more and more disgruntled and more discontent. That's what the algorithm goal is. The more the algorithm could keep you uncomfortable and discontent, the deeper you search. The more you search, the more you go on it and watch it. The more you on there longer and longer and longer, paying more and more and more and more attention. Because you searching for happiness, you searching for joy, you searching for answers, you searching for something to make you feel better, because everything you scrolling across making you feel worse. You longing. So you want love, and you scroll past a woman who she posting how amazing her man is, posting her flowers, posting her Range Rover, her G-Wagon, her Rolls Royce, her Pilates class, her soft life, and you like, man, I want that. So now you longing. Now you coveting. You discontent. So you keep searching, Then you end up finding the antithesis that says you don't need love. Marriage is for broke women. Marriage is a cop-out. Marriage is old-fashioned. Single life is the way to go. If you do this with a man, use them, then lose them. And you get all that stuff right there. And I'll never forget when a young lady did that video, and I think I can't remember if I interviewed her and showed it, if we posted the interview or what, where the young lady, she was studying that lady that some of y'all watch, Cheryl 7, and she was trying to listen to the sprinkle, and she went out and tried to get her a sprinkle, and got drowned. She didn't get hit with no sprinkle, got hit with a tsunami. And the man came in her life, dog died, and I think he beat on her, touched her child sexually, inappropriately, and she got with him because he made over $200,000 a year. So she thought she light-skinned, he dark-skinned, she conventionally pretty, he conventionally ugly. You know, he's short, could have been foreign. And so she thought, oh, I'm finna go in and be a prize. I'm finna get sat down. Finna be laid in the shade. This man finna cater me. She thinking he finna cater to her. She think he finna be sucking her toe like grapes. Nope. He had other plans. Came and turned her life upside down. Why did he do that? Because he already knew the play she was running. He done lived this whole life, and they now woman anywhere close to looking how she looked wanted him genuinely. That's why he was single. That's why he was available. Because ain't now woman wanted him because of the beauty constructs of America. So he knew, if this woman want me, she coming to use me. And guess what? These men know the playbook inside and out. They listen to Sprinkle more than you do. They know what you coming to do. You ain't finna finesse nothing. You ain't finna get over on nothing. They finna flip you, toss you. They know you finna give it to them any kind of way, any time of day. They know you finna be in the kitchen trying to slay. Got you in there cooking in thong. Got you in there cooking in the noodle. Got them making bacon and egg, turkey bacon if you Muslim. You in there indentured servants, slaving. Done lost your last name, done lost your identity, done lost your agency. Don't know who you is, but they know that you playing a role because you just want to have some money. Because you're financially insecure, you're financially immature, And you're listening to these women that's telling you to get you a man with money. Get you an older man, get you a rich man, get you a man that's gonna praise you, pedestalize you, get you a man that's gonna treat you like a trophy wife, and teaching you how to milk these men. And guess what? You ain't fooled nobody. You ain't got over on that man in the least bit. He don't bit more love you than the man on the moon, don't bit more care for you than the man on the moon, and finna rake you over them coals. He finna use you as long as he could use you. He finna play the part to get you to drop your guards, and then he finna shoot you right between your teeth, metaphorically speaking, and sometimes literally speaking. And that's what you got to realize and understand. You ain't fooling nobody. Better stop listening to these folks. Better stop listening to these folks, because you playing yourself. And I'm gonna tell you something like this right here. That's why on now one of them want to debate with me, because they know good and well the truth pressed to the ground gonna rise again. They know good and well what they talking about don't make no sense. And they know if we talk back and forth, I'm gonna run circles around them, because foolishness can't argue with the truth. Foolishness can't argue with wisdom. It just won't stand the test. It won't make no sense. Everybody and their mama know who got the most sense, who telling the truth, who plan and philosophy is gonna actually work. And that's what you got to realize and understand. These women will have you with the man, and yeah, you might get to fly first class, or maybe he got more money and you on a private jet. And then you thinking, oh, he 80 years old, he about to croak, and I'm finna inherit all this because we got married. Come to find out that man spent every dime the week before he was about to die. You up a creek and ain't quiet on the creek either, and tore up from the floor up, and you out there, and you sitting there, you looking at that thing, and you like, man, I thought I was coming into some money. Psych your berry. Psych your berry. Ain't now liquor money. You ain't got nothing. He had everything willed to his daughter, and you sitting over there looking Sour Patch face. What in the world? I thought I was hypergamy. No, you was a hyper dummy, because you was sitting over there listening to Sprinkle, and now you done got dumped on. Now you up there looking like a box of rocks. All your youth done been stole. All that good done been beat out the box. You done been wore out the frame. And then boom, filed for divorce. And got a super lawyer. You leaving with a few pennies to rub together. Why? Because you were listening to nonsense. People don't know what they talking about. Instead of just looking for love, going for real love, real companionship, you wanted to play a game, because you thought these people had the game. You thought they had the sauce. And see, this is the thing what I'm gonna tell y'all. When people give you the game on how to get an advantage, they themselves are being played. You can't take advantage of nobody. You know why you can't take advantage of nobody? Because everybody is a window. Everybody knows their place in the world. Deep down, everybody know when they being finessed. Everybody know when they being used. Everybody know when they being played. Deep down, we know. We just ignore it. We know. We ain't dumb. We ain't dumb. And a lot of times people think, so my wife took me to the mall the other day, and she walked out of there with all kind of stuff. Cause she already know if she take me to the mall, I'm gonna drop a bag. If I gotta go online and apply for a payday loan, I'm finna come up with some money and drop a bag. And then she know I go to work. I'll go on that card, make that payment. It's Saturday. Payment gonna come out Monday. I get on that email blast. Hey, I am writing your book by hand. $1,000 discounted 90% from $10,000. Cause I know ain't nobody got $10,000. I'll knock it down to $1,000 and I pimp my hand. I use my gift to make that $10,000 that I just spent on my wife. And she already know that. I'm a provider man. She ain't getting over on me because I know who I am. I know what she doing. I know why we went to the mall. And it ain't no secret. And I remember when she used to do me like that when we first got together. She used to do me like that because I'm a giver. And I already knew what she was doing, so we went to the mall one time, right? And we walking through the mall. And I never go to the mall and not buy her something. We in the mall. I'm always buy something. But we walking through the mall. I'm just going from store to store. I'm just looking at the stuff. I ain't about that. After about the third store, every store we walk out of, boy, she gets sadder and sadder. After about the third store, she say, "You don't love me anymore." And why have you a good old laugh? I say, "What you mean I don't love you no more?" She's like, "You don't love me anymore." Cause she thought that when we went to the mall, she was finessing me. She thought I was buying stuff and that she had to like trick me into buying it. She didn't understand I'm just a giver. And if I don't feel like giving, I don't give. You can't finesse me. And whatever she learned there. And she just do the same thing with the Instagram, with the TikTok, and oh, look at what she got. And the next thing you know, I'm on the website, I'm ordering, it's coming in the mail for her. Cause I don't like no woman to have something she ain't got now. But then I got to the place where I was spending so much money, she'll show me something, what this woman got. I'm like, that's nice. Woo, that's nice. And I don't order it. And then she started looking. So then I call out, I say, "You be showing me stuff trying to get me to order." "No, I don't. I just be showing you stuff just because you're my best friend." I'm like, now you got this old double entendre. So now, fine, I just want to show you nothing. I was like, all right, don't show me nothing. I ain't mad. You heard about them. I'm like, I don't care about these women bags and what they got going on. Like, and so that's why I want you to understand, like, even in marriage and stuff like that, like, it was time to where I'm trying to be all nice and all of this right here, and I'm thinking I'm gonna get my little nook, and she just rolled right on over and go to sleep. So I started to realize, okay, it ain't nothing I could do to get that from her. She do that when she want to. So I just got to go and communicate, because I'm up here trying to do all this and do all that. I just got to go and say, hey, need me a little bit of that. And so that's the thing, like, you have to understand that you got to be straight up with what you want, what you expect, who you are, who you aren't. Because it ain't going to be nothing tit for tat that you going to be able to finesse out of nobody. You going to leave empty handed. If you a man listening to these boys' tactics on how to get a woman and how to get over on her and how to make her crave you and how to make her chase you, you're going to end up playing yourself. Same thing for the women. You listening to these women tell you, oh, this here, do this, do that, do this, do that. You finna be right in there looking like Boo Boo the Fool and toe up from the floor up, and that man gonna be like, you gonna be right over there and be like, man, I wonder why he didn't do what Sprinkle said he was gonna do. And you over there looking dumb as a box of rocks. And what you think gonna happen, it might happen for a little bit, and then you get complacent because you thinking, oh yes, I done made it. It happening. He playing right into my hand. Next thing you know, you done found a video in his phone and he putting hard peen on your sister. And you like, what in the world is going on? Yeah, you thought you played him. You thought you had you a dummy. He knew all along what you was doing. He knew all along the game you were trying to play. And he had something up his sleeve for you. And that's what I need y'all to realize and understand. You ain't fooling nobody. You ain't fooling nobody. You ain't getting over on nobody. None of that is going on. So I'm going to tell you like this right here. You have to identify your truth. What is your truth? What's your baseline? What do you believe? What do you want? What is your moral compass? Who are you? Whose are you? That's what I need you to realize and understand, okay? And then what I want you to do, this is what I need you to do now. After you realize and understand that, I need you to take everything you hear and you actively accept it or you actively refute it. Not in the comments, in your mind. You need to be able to take and talk to yourself and say, this is why I agree with this because of A, B, and C. This is why I disagree with this because of A, B, and C. Because your words coming out your mouth teaches your brain what you believe. You teaching your brain what you believe and what you don't believe. So now you're able to take and have a situation where you now know what it is you will and won't listen to. And I'm gonna tell you something. It's okay to listen to certain stuff for exploration purposes, research purposes, but you got to have your pen and pad, and you got to be able to refute. You got to be able to fight fallacy. Stuff that is refutable, you got to refute it. There are some truths that are irrefutable. And if it's irrefutable, you can't do nothing but accept it. But if it is refutable, you got to refute it tooth and nail. So that you let your brain know this is not true, and this is why I do not believe this. And this is why I will not adhere to this advice or this opinion because of this, this, and this. And that's how you got to start moving on these internet streets, because you are under attack. Your mind is under attack. Your spirit is under attack. Your soul is under attack. Your life, your future, your health, your wealth is under attack. I'm going to give y'all another lesson now. It's only so many people that's here at 54 minutes. Now, if you still have 54 minutes, put in the comments, I made it. So I know how many people actually listening to the whole video. But I'm going to give y'all a secret right now. I'm going to tell you like this right here. Anything you spend your money on right now, you got to ask yourself, is this going to move my life forward? That's why I'm doing the purpose art, because I know purpose is going to move people's life forward. I could be selling socks, tea, coffee. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with selling it, but it ain't gonna move your life forward. Now, if I'm gonna sell you a tea bag, on that little paper tag that hang outside the cup, I'm gonna put a scripture on it or an affirmation on it. I'm gonna customize it to where you're not just drinking my tea, you drinking my affirmation, you drinking my devotional. You see what I mean? Just gave somebody who sell tea an idea. If I'm gonna sell you a t-shirt, it ain't gonna just say Gaskins. It's gonna have something that you can be inspired by. It's gonna say consistency, to remind you to be consistent. Same thing if I sell you coffee. The coffee part, the name of the different flavors gonna be faith, blessed, gratitude. The box gonna have quotes on it. Gonna have a QR code that take you to a online affirmation site. See what I'm saying? So right now, I'm gonna tell you what's finna be under attack. Your wallet. Especially if you are a minority. And when I say minority, it doesn't mean that you are less than. Y'all got to stop majoring in the minor. Hey, I'm not a minority. Minority does not mean inferiority. It just means it's less of you than of other races. That's all it means. Get out your feelings. Get off your soapbox. Now, if you're not a minority, then that's not you. But what I'm saying is they still consider black and brown people minorities. So that's what I mean. Whether you identify as one or not, it's what you is. So this is what I want you to understand. Majority of us went to Title I or F-rated schools, or whatever it's called, whatever it is in your area. We went to the bad school. A lot of the kids raised themselves, no parental guidance. So they come to school, they cussing the teachers out, they fighting the teachers, they stealing the teacher stuff out of the drawer, they slicing a tire, they busting the window out. So the teacher is in there going through all kind of ailments. She's stressed, she hyperventilating, she having nervous breakdowns. So she can't even teach because her nervous system is shot from these kids in her class who have raised themselves. So we getting a third of the lesson plan. And to not look bad, she got to give us a B on our paper. Otherwise, she finna lose her job because her whole class is failing. So she fixing our answers for us. She literally erasing it and writing the right answer. And she giving us a B. So we get out of school and can barely read and write. Don't know the difference between there and there. Your and your. And dumb as a box of rocks. And be out here full-grown adults trying to hold down a job and going in the boss office talking about I need a raise and don't know the difference between your and your. And the boss say, well, can you write me a letter on why you feel like you deserve this raise? And all he reading is a bunch of mispronouns, a bunch of there and there in the wrong context, your and your in the wrong context. And he like, boy, the audacity to come in here and ask for a raise and can't even tell me the difference between your and your. And so because of that being the case, for majority of us, when the economy is struggling, they finna start playing in black people's face, and they're going to play on the black dollar. Come get a car. No car payment for 90 days. 0% interest. Well, you finna go in there and get 0% interest. I mean, no payment for 90 days, but you finna have a 19% interest rate. Or you finna go in there and get 0% interest. That's what they tell you to get in there, but you ain't really got 0% interest. But you paying triple what the car worth, which is 0% interest, so you might as well have a 20% interest rate. And now you done paid triple for what the car worth, because you don't even know what the car worth. So I went to the dealership today. I'm in the Sprinter. I had to get had a flat tire on it, but it still was riding. Still, for some reason, wasn't all the way flat. So I'm in there getting the getting a tire, and I go and I'm looking at the G-Wagon, because we done had 3 G-Wagons and we ain't got down right now, because the last one I sold it when we had $100,000 of equity in it. So I sold it because we had multiple cars. My wife also had an Escalade and a G-Wagon at the same time, so sold the G-Wagon, invested that $100K. And so wanting to get a new G-Wagon for my wife. And guess what? I had a G63 that was 3 years old in 2020. It was a 2017, and I paid $110,000 for it. The pandemic shot up all the car prices. That G63 right now, a new model now, even one that's 4 years old, they want 200 and I think he said 220,000. That's 4 years old. So that means the price to more than double. When I tell you they tried everything in the book, and then here we are in a recession, and they saying they have a markup. How do you have a markup in a recession? So they selling the G-Wagon for $220,000, but they marking it up to $270,000, and then telling me they giving me a deal at $250,000. So $30,000 markup in a recession. And that's what I'm here to tell you. So I'm a black man. When I tell you, boy, they throw that application in there so fast. And then on top of that, they want $40,000 down. You know why they want that? To cover the erroneous markup. So the bank will think they selling it for what it's worth. And so that's why they want to do that. So guess what I had to do? I had to walk. I had to walk because I'm not dumb. So if I go to buy it, they gonna have to give it to me for the price that it's worth. Ain't no markup. And that's on phone now. And so I say that to say the attack that's on you, it ain't just on the internet. It's gonna be across the board. Like, for example, I had a leak in my roof because you got a thing on the roof called a valley, where like the roof come together into like a little V. So after a while, that valley or start to corrode and all of that. Water start to get in there, start to rust, you know, the metal up under there and all of that. And so it started to leak. So they come out and I told them, I say, you know, I'm getting 3 quotes. So I'm just gonna go with the best price. Everybody I'm calling is 5 stars. So just give me your best price. I don't want to haggle. So I'm expecting to hear about 5,000. What I'm expecting, 4,000 to 5,000. He say, well, hey, I'm gonna give you a little deal. I'm gonna knock off this, knock off that. It's gonna be 2,900. He said, I got a discount for you if you'll sign with us today. So that let me know they hurting for cash. Cause you want me to sign with you today and you give me a discount. So then they come to fix it. So I hit them with the 2,900. So I'm good with that because I'm expecting 34 at the least. So I pay 2,900. They come and then they say, hey, you need a new roof. You got this going on, that going on. I'm like, listen, I know I need a new roof when it's leaking. And then when it leak, I'm gonna try to fix the leak first. If the leak can't be fixed, then I need a new roof. So here I am. Somebody just told me, yeah, new roof like 20K. How about these people quote me 42,000 for a new roof on my house? And I own my house, so I don't have to have home insurance. Nah, but then even with the home insurance, you got to prove different things, different types of insurance. And so here we are, 42,000. I say, now I got a tile roof. What is that? 42 for the tile? He said, no, that's for shingle. He said, to get a roof like what you got, that'll be 80,000. I said, my roof gonna have to fall off. Boy, I pay 80. I said, I bought the house with this roof on it. And so what I found is everybody's struggling. That's why you seeing all these videos where the pastors are strong arming. The pastor's starting to strong arm the members for money because the pastor's struggling. The pastor's struggling because the parishioner is struggling. So if you can't pay your bills, you're not donating no money to no church. Especially when the pastor's sitting up there begging all day and twisting your arm. So now you in there and you like, man, I ain't even get preached to because all you doing is begging for money. So now you definitely ain't finna get a dime up off of me. If you got any sense, you not finna get no money after he twisting your arm or she twisting your arm. If you ain't got no sense, then you finna go and get your arm twisted and give all your money. And so now the pastor's doing that. So that lets you know what we going through out here. So now the companies are starting to struggle because people going longer without getting things done. They say the barber's going broke right now. You know why? Because in the pandemic, all of this money was flowing. So because all this money flowing, people going to get a line up, getting a fade twice a week sometime. Barber went to charging 40, 50, 60, 70. Now the barber don't want to drop his prices to meet the recession because he don't want to look like he falling off. So now people going to get a haircut once a month. So now you take somebody coming 4 times a month and you cut back to 1 time a month. Now his income from that person is cut by 75%. Studies show that if a business loses 20% of its revenue, it have to shut its doors within 60 days. So that's what you have to realize, why you are under attack. Even with the bad advice that you're being given online, it is because the bad advice givers are broke. And they're trying to say scintillating stuff that will go viral. They're trying to set the internet on fire so they can go viral. And that's what you have to realize and understand. They're trying to go viral because they need some money. Because of where the stuff is. And see, I'm gonna tell you the difference about me, and I want you to listen to these people that be talking and see what they got going on. You typically gonna see 1 or 2 streams of income. That's why with me, you see one-on-one coaching when I'm doing that, group coaching, like the Solopreneur, all access mastermind, where you got access to all of my course for a monthly fee. Then you got the Destiny app, which is free. But if you want to sign up for the year to get all the features, it's $99 for the whole year. Then you got CoachFile.app. That's 5 different streams right there. Then you got all my books. You got all the individual courses. Just released the Purpose Art. Then you got AskTonyG.com. For those of y'all who one-on-one coaching is not in your budget, because if you need a one-on-one session, you got to go to mymentor.life. And right now it's $400 an hour because I'm trying to minimize the amount of hours that I'm coaching. So if coaching is not in your budget, AskTonyG.com, you get 2 questions for free. Then you get a $5 pack, or you could do $20 a month, just like ChatGPT, except for it's more geared and specific to you and what you're trying to do than ChatGPT. And so $20 a month right there. And then